This is the Athlete of the Week, and it's brought to you by Diamond Point and Sauk Center here on Midmnsports. And with us today is a Melrose three-sport athlete. This is Jesse Middendorf. Well, let's talk about the Middendorfs. First of all, where do you fit in with all the Middendorfs? Who are your parents?
Joel and Julie Middendorf.
Okay. And brothers and sisters?
Gentry and Jordan. Call him Jordy.
Okay. And how old are they? What grade are they in?
Gentry just got out of college last semester, and Jordy is in 8th grade.
All right. So you're a senior now.
Yep.
And what are the future plans for you?
I plan on going to Concordia. Not sure what I'm going to study for, but I'm going to definitely be running track up there. So.
In Moorhead?
Yep.
Concordia Moorhead.
Yep.
All right. Let's talk about the activities that you're involved in. Tell us all about what you're doing here at school.
I'm part of NHS. I did football and basketball, and yeah, about that.
What's the MHS? What is that about?
National Honor Society. It's where a bunch of us are. It's a big group. We do a bunch of community services and activities to help our society and that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, what kind of activities have you done so far?
This last month we did a distracted driving, and try and prevent that kind of stuff. Did like a whole course in the high school gym, driving through a bunch of cones and stuff. It was a really good program. It helped. I think it helped a bunch.
I'm just saying that with the younger people on the road right now, is that a problem in your eyes that you see?
Oh yeah. There's definitely a problem with texting, and it's just you got to prevent that kind of stuff. The whole new apps coming out like Snapchat. You always want to talk to your friends. That's becoming a really big problem, and that's why I think the big deal why we had that is to try and prevent that. You gotta keep them off their phones, that kind of stuff.
And so how do you prevent that, and do you see that working?
You see, it really comes down to like the person. That's their own will to try and stay off their phone, and especially if they're with their friends, they're going to be wanting to sort of talk more and be distracted more if they're with their friends. But if they're
Well, no, that's good. I think it's a good idea. You got to address the problem, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about track now. What events are you in?
I'm in the mile, the 800, and the 4x4, and yeah.
And so as you compete in these events, how did you end up getting in those events? And say, for example, why aren't you in the 100 dash or just the events that you're in? How did that all work out?
I started out in middle school. I really ran the mile ever since I was in middle school. I kind of just felt the groove right from the beginning, and 800 just kind of fell right in there. Usually happened about last year. I really found the groove in the 800, and the 4x4 kind of started 9th grade year as well. I just been kind of sticking with these things ever since the start, sort of.
So help me out here with the 800. How many times around is that?
2 times.
2 times. Now, is that a flat-out sprint all the way, or do you have to pace yourself, or how do you run a race?
For the 800, it's usually a full-out sprint, or as much as you can give for the whole thing. But first lap, I try to go a little slower, and then I try to kick it in the last lap to try and get ahead of as much people as I can.
And for the mile, what kind of strategy do you use then?
Mile, I usually try to get out into the first initial group that kind of goes out in the beginning, and then just try to hold a solid pace from there.
As you compete against the other fellas that you're out there with, do you see a lot of the same guys?
Yeah, a bunch of the same schools. Yeah, pretty much. It's a whole bunch of guys. We all know what our paces are, kind of, and we just go out in there and give our all against each other. Well,
I'm certainly sure that the goal is to get to the state, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and where do you kind of fit in there with your times?
I'm not sure what the state qualifying time is. I know for the 800, it's like under 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes, 1:58, something like that. I think I could fit in with that. Mile, I think I could definitely place in for that, depending on the kind of day, who I'm going against.
So those are a little longer runs for you. Again, you've got some great speed. We see that in the other sports that you play. Why don't you run the 100?
I don't know. We got enough people for it, I think. Ever since the start, man, the longer distance, I think, are just for me. So.
How do you see the overall program with track, first of all, with Melrose? Are kids excited about it and doing it?
Oh, yeah. See, you can just tell every day we come to practice that people are enjoying it and loving it. So.
And you play the other sports as well. Let's touch on football, first of all. You were a football player here for Melrose. What position did you play?
I played wide receiver and free safety.
And I can recall you had a touchdown right over here, didn't you?
Yep.
And Melrose comes up quickly to the line of scrimmage. They want to add to their 26-0 lead. 43 seconds to go in the half. They start the clock. The ball is down to the 20-yard line. And out of the shotgun, Regan Nelson has time. Looks, throws to the right side. He's open. The catch and a score for Midmnsports. Touchdown, Dutchman. To be a Melrose football player and you think back, what are some of the things that stand out for you right away that you think, yep, I played Melrose football and this is what I'm thinking about right now?
I just remember all our coaches and practices, going to practicing and loving it every day. And then especially game time and going out on the field and just playing hard with the boys.
Mm-hmm. And to be a Melrose boys basketball player, again, as we look at that season, and Coach Dusha has talked about that a lot, how many seniors did you have on that team?
Oh, I don't quite remember. Someone wants to tell me 12, 13? Mm-hmm. Not quite sure.
And as I've talked with him too, obviously, I guess not everybody is going to play. I'd like to hear it from an athlete, a player. What is your takeaway from just what he says, and how do you accept that?
I got a lot of life lessons from basketball, that it's all about being a team player and doing what you can every single day for your teammates and helping them succeed, and as you're doing that, you're succeeding as well. So basically giving it your all to better everyone.
Well, good luck in the future here as you go along, okay? And good luck for the state here.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. That's Jesse Middendorf with us, and he is the Athlete of the Week here on Mid-Minnesota Sports. Brought to you by Diamond Point in Sauk Center.